Now, our final cruise tonight is the one that we mentioned at the beginning with Gemma, and it's with Princess on board the Sapphire Princess over to the Far East. And Keith is doing a little interview to start this little section with Paul Ludlow. He's basically the top man with Princess. He's right up there with Princess. And here he is to tell you a little bit more about Princess and the Far East experience.
On the show at the moment, we are, one of the most popular cruises week in, week out, show in, show out, is the Far East. And we were chatting earlier, weren't we, about new plans on the horizon for Princess, and I believe that you are going to continue that expansion into Asia.
Absolutely. Yeah, 2014 has been a bit of a landmark year for Princess. We've got lots of cruises in Asia. We've actually got 2 ships in Japan. We've got a ship in China. We've got some cruises departing from Hong Kong and Singapore. And we really see that region of the world, not only for British guests wishing to travel there as exciting, but also for people who live in that region of the world choosing to take a cruise for the first time as well. So with 18 ships, we have the luxury of being able to go everywhere. And Asia has been popular this year, lots of demand for people wanting to go there. So we're thinking that this is perhaps the next big thing for the cruise industry.
I'm going to say cruises to the Far East are becoming more and more popular. And the one we've got today, is actually outstanding in terms of destination and, of course, value as well. It's an area of the world I've not been to, but it is on my wish list now. This starts with a flight over to Beijing, and you've got 2 nights in a hand-picked hotel there as well. 2 nights.
Yeah, and I think you really need 2 nights, actually, because there is so much to do and see and absorb as well. And it's like you said, actually, to take this cruise is a fantastic opportunity to explore the Far East. I think otherwise you end up going to one destination, don't you, maybe for 2 weeks. But, the fact that you can take in so many places over the course of these 23 nights is just fabulous. So you are in Beijing, the ancient capital of China. Of course, used to be known as Peking as well, and it's the People's Republic of China, which sprawls over a vast area, so densely populated. There's more than 11 million people actually living in Beijing.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty amazing. I think London is about 8, isn't it?
And Norway, in the whole country, is about 5 million.
Yeah, that really puts it into context, doesn't it? Yes, so incredible place. You've got the historic Tiananmen Square to have a look at, the Forbidden City. You could go to Beijing Zoo, there's so much.
And we should point out, we are going to include the Great Wall of China tour on this trip, aren't we?
I think you've got to do. I know we always say you can relax on it, but you've got to see the Great Wall.
Now, all your transfers are included, so you're transferred from the hotel to port, and then you'll embark the Princess's the Sapphire Princess, I should say, for 17 nights. Now, your first day is at sea, and then it's over to Shanghai.
Yes, which is an incredible opportunity again to see somewhere like this. Look at that, all the kind of incredible things that you would expect to see in a city like Shanghai. The incredible, very different architecture, the bustling shops and the markets. Really well worth exploring. And then, of course, skyscrapers galore as well.
And then a relaxing day at sea.
Yes, indeed.
And in South Korea.
Yes, and then South Korea. So, again, you really are ticking off all these different places just in one cruise. So, again, completely different scenery to see in South Korea. And then after that, you are on to Japan as well. So, again, I've only ever gone to Japan very briefly. Here you've got a day in Nagasaki to go and explore and try some of the cuisine, things you've probably never eaten before in your life. And, yeah, so many different places to visit.
Now, a couple of days at sea, and again, I love the days at sea because it's, another time to relax. But we're making our way over to Hong Kong, and you're overnight on board here. And again,
yes.
you want to really experience Hong Kong to its fullest, don't you?
Absolutely. I think this is the perfect place to have an overnight. It is the cosmopolitan centre of the Far East. Of course, I'm sure everybody knows it used to be a British colony, which reverted back to the Chinese in 1997. We can probably all remember it on the news and everything. But so much to do and see. You've got markets, you've got temples to have a look at. If you've got a head for heights, you could take a tram right up to the top of Victoria Peak. Very exciting views. So much shopping to do as well. So much exploring. And you could even have high tea at the Peninsula Hotel. That's a real favourite with travellers.
Yes,
so,
I've seen that on the internet.
Beautiful. And of course, again, amazing cuisine to try.
So, overnight on board in Hong Kong, then a couple of days at sea, and then it's Ho Chi Minh next.
Yes, so now you're in Vietnam as well. So when I said you really were going to tick off a lot of places to see, again, so in a completely different place, and you've got the bustling metropolis to look around, but you've also got the Mekong River to go down the side and have a look at the markets. This place is going to be so interesting, full of like motorbikes buzzing around, people. It's very bustly, very busy. There'll be an awful lot to absorb. Again, just wander around, take your camera and just check it out. The different colours, the different smells, the different sights. It's all there for you to explore. Temples galore to go and have a look at. So, yeah, very interesting.
And then a couple more days at sea, and we're making our way, Bangkok.
Yes, Bangkok's amazing.
Bangkok.
See, I've been to Bangkok.
Have
And
you?
It's like the smells, the noises, like your senses are completely overloaded. I mean, it's quite amazing. And actually, you need the contrast, I think, of being at sea and relax, and then you go to these amazing places. If you go to Pat Pong, for instance, you'll see all sorts, but you'll also go to the market and you can get bags and you can get jeans and all these incredible things that you'll come home with.
Again, it is on my wish list. Now, 2 more days at sea, and then Singapore. Now, normally you disembark in, you fly home, but Planet Cruise, in this offer, you are getting an extra 2 nights in, of course, a beautiful hotel. Because when you are taking, a trip to the Far East, you want to, really want to visit all of the big cities and the best places, don't you?
Absolutely, absolutely. And Singapore, again, an incredible place that I would love to go and see. I haven't been there before. And you've got a real contrast between the very modern city and these skyscrapers, but again, a mishmash of cultures and nationalities. Of course, it's a very, very busy port, and there is so much to do.
And we are going to include, by the way, the Singapore Flyer Tour in there as well. So that is all included. Then, of course, your flight back to the UK. Now, when you break that down, all of those really exciting ports, it's 23 nights in total, the cruise and stay, we can offer you this for under £2,000. And if you're thinking, OK, shall I book that? Well, the itinerary is outstanding, but you'll also be cruising with Princess. So let's give you a little taster of what life is like with Princess. I have to say, we get great feedback with Princess Cruises, always.
Yes, absolutely. Really wonderful facilities on board, aren't there?
And I think what is so nice, when you are on a cruise ship, in a place like the Far East, that's your safety zone. That's familiarity. If I was to start, maybe 20 years ago, I might have backpacked around, the Far East. But now, I like that everything's going to be organised for you.
Absolutely. And I think that when I did go to Thailand and I sort of got off a flight after sort of however many hours, I was exhausted and I went straight into the bustling market. It was a bit overwhelming. With this, as you say, you're on this beautiful ship, relaxing, chilling out, going to the spa, and then you get off the ship in your own time and explore these places. And like you say, you come back home.
And believe me, on those days at sea, you will never, ever be bored. Not with everything that's happening, all of the lectures on board, all of the great entertainment, and, of course, the great dining as well. That just gives you a little recap of all of the ports that you're visiting there, of course, on board the Sapphire Princess. The price starts at under £2,000. We've got some great prices on ocean views. They can just be about another £100 more, so do ask the call centre about those. And return flights from London, Manchester or Glasgow, plus all of your overseas transfers as well, and the extra nights in Beijing and Singapore. Now, all of our cruises are quality assured. That means fully protected. You are, booking a cruise in very, very safe hands.